Hi, everyone. On today's episode of the Nico Flo Show, we have a guest who is 18 years old. She's a musical theater actress. She has been performing since she was a little kid. She's done a lot of community theater, a lot of professional vocal training. She has her eyes set on Broadway. So we're talking all about musical theater, staying grounded in our faith, and everything in between. Welcome to the show, Olivia Unverzagt.
Hi. I'm so happy to be here.
I'm so glad. Okay. Okay. As always, first thing, what drink did you bring for
Oh,
us today?
okay.
Hold on before you
Oh,
go.
sorry.
In my last episode, I had my iced coffee, but I ran out, so now I have water. I'm at just for everyone to know, I'm at Don't Give Up.
It's
There
great.
you go.
Um,
Olivia, what do you have for
I
us?
have a grande strawberry acai lemonade with peach juice and light
Wow,
ice. Um,
beautiful.
Once you have the peach juice, you can't go back.
Oh, I've never had it.
I can't wait for you to try it.
Okay, sounds good. Um, um, okay, to start with your story a little bit. Um, okay, lead up to it, because I know you started young.
Yeah.
Lead up to your first time on a stage.
Holy
So
wow.
from
Okay.
birth to first time on a stage.
Well, I'll start it. No, I'm just kidding. Okay. Growing up, I played like every single sport known to man. Like
Mm.
my dad coached me in everything. I did basketball, I did baseball, I did softball, I did soccer, I did track, I did tennis, I did
Were you
everything.
good?
I was really good at soccer and softball. If I wasn't like because I was fast. So it was like I was really like, the base runner, like the offensive, like that kind of thing. I don't obviously I didn't stick with it. And I don't really share that skill anymore. But and I was also really like good at running, so like track and stuff like that. But yeah, I one summer my mom was always like the kind of mom that would put you in like summer camps like every single week. So it was like the schedule of like I was going to a different camp each week.
Mhm.
And then like at the end of one summer when I was 10, I did a 3-week camp of Lion King kids.
Oh, that
Um
was your start. Okay.
and that was sort of my start. Um and it kind of just, took off from there. I mean, I've been singing my whole life, but
Mhm.
it wasn't until like theater started that like one time and it just like kind of,
Mhm. What
you
was your
know.
role?
I was in one cast, I was Simba in The Lion King, and then the
Wait,
other
wait.
cast
Sorry, pause. Was this Lopez?
yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Uh-huh. And mhm.
Lopez is the community theater that we do together. Continue.
Yeah, so I was Simba in one cast and Pumbaa in the other cast, and I was the only person who was really like two leads. Like other people like had either one cast where they were like the main thing and then one cast when they like weren't. But like I remember that like I was one of the people who was always doing something. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, it's
Hmm.
great.
Hmm.
We also did that show Barefoot. I'll add that in. That was a
Yes, I
really
remember hearing
sort
this.
of
That's
scary
crazy.
moment for
Were you always, Olivia is deathly afraid of feet. Why? Or did you always have that?
No, I think, like, I just, like, don't really understand, like, I don't really like I just don't get it.
Okay.
Like, I don't
No, I
like I
guess
don't get
so.
it. I don't like it.
Did you, okay.
Um,
Wait, so you're 10.
yeah,
What grade is that?
like, 4th going into 5th. It was a
Okay.
summer, so yeah.
And you just continue doing community theater ever since? Or,
Well, after that camp, they picked 2 people that were, like, all-stars that would go on scholarship for the following year at
hmm.
Lopez, so at that point, I was one of those people who was on scholarship to do, the theater competition, the Junior Theater Festival. Um, and that's, like, sort of an intensive competition where they have, like, a cast and they do a 15-minute segment of a show.
Mhm.
Um, and I auditioned. I sang a, like I sang, like, a Carrie Underwood song. Like, I didn't sing, like, a musical theater song. I think I don't even remember. But I ended up getting JoJo into school, which is, like, the kid, like, lead in that show.
Mhm.
Super surprised, super
Mhm.
for sort of like, really lead experience in, like, a competition setting, um, and, like, I remember, like, singing in the cast of those people for the first time, and they were like, "Shoot, like, she can sing. You're, like, 2 feet tall, like, what are you doing?" And so, I did that, and then, at that point, their show, like, Sue School, then they would do the full version in the spring. So it was when, like,
Oh,
it wasn't
okay.
2 shows per season, it was, like, 1 small show, and they, like, made it bigger. And
Hmm,
so I did that, and then I just kept going with that cycle.
mhm.
Um,
Do you, because now they do it the other way around. Do
yes.
you prefer, which way do you prefer? Like, sorry, they do now they'll do in, the spring of the previous year, they'll do the full show and then they'll pick 15-minute cut
And do
for
it the
GATF
next
of
year,
the
yeah.
next year.
Um, in all honesty, I like both ways. I think it's a lot easier when you do, like, the full show the previous season because 'cause you've had all that character work done.
Yeah, yeah.
So if you had the role previously, you can just carry it over. And that was the same way when we did it 15 minutes in the full thing, because a lot of the time, like, the same people would be casted,
Mhm. In the
that
same
way, but a
mhm.
lot like, back then, there was a lot more double casting than there is now. Um,
Talk on that. Why we'll get more into your story a little later, but, like,
yeah.
why do you hate it? Do you love it? And then also, like, why do you think they do it so much?
Double casting, I've always had, like, a like-love relationship with double casting. I think, for me, it's helped me, I feel like, honestly, like, you can love it, you can hate it. I wouldn't be where I am without it. I just feel like it gave me such a dual perspective of, like, because a lot of the times when I would double casted, I would be, like, a lead and then, like, an ensemble member, have, like, a smaller role. Um, but I think that gave me such a good perspective of what it is, A, to work with somebody else so closely that you're double cast with and not treat them as competition, which I think is a really huge problem in, like, the musical theater industry as a whole because, like, understudies and overstudies are comparing each other, and
Sure.
then you're also compared, like, double casting wise as well. But it also, like, helped me work better as a team with other people and also communicate with, like, directors and adults, I think
Yeah.
is was huge when I was double casted a lot. Still am, but, like, I think
Why why
yeah.
does double casting make that more, important or
I
whatever?
think it has fueled me a lot more to ask for notes of, like, what I can do better and, like, be like, "Hey, like, I value your perspective on my performance, not my performance, like, with this other girl or other person." Um, but,
Mm.
like, based on, like, me, like,
Yeah.
really, like, zoom in my lens on what I can do better, not, like, what the role could be. It's really, like, added like, I think double casting has really pushed me and given me that drive to create my own version of a role.
Hmm.
Because sure, there's, like, some competitive drive, but, like, that's not, like, the whole story to it.
Yeah. Why do you think that Lopez does it though? Because at least at our high school, and I actually I can't really say, but I'd say from what I've heard,
Yeah,
more high schools are less double casting
right.
than maybe community theater, or at least more specifically Lopez.
Mhm.
Why do you think Lopez does double casting as much as they do?
Equal opportunity is a huge thing, I think, and that's something that, they're very good at is giving people equal opportunity where they best fall. Um, and I think that's huge when you double cast, it just gives, like, more opportunity to everybody, but it also, like, um I don't know, I feel like it allows them to sort of also, like, try out different things with different people and see how it works, and I think it, like, has been good to sort of see a full different cast do the show and then, like, a full other cast do the show. Um, but it is harder when you're, like, the only person that's being swapped out because then you're doing double the work, but everyone else has to learn one track that you're learning too.
Yeah.
So, that's been something
Yeah.
for me to navigate personally,
Yeah.
but it's made me better, so I'm grateful for it.
Sure. Yeah. It's almost like understudying in a sense.
Mhm,
It's obviously very different
mhm,
because you're on the same playing field in a
mhm,
way, but in the sense of like I if I'm given the choice, I will always say yes to understudying. As
mhm.
assuming that it doesn't like hurt your
Yeah.
chances, which we can go
Mhm.
into. But I love understudying because it helps me like
Mhm.
get more
I agree.
experience and
Yeah.
play more roles and more complete, actor. Um, do you wish that our high school did that?
Double casting? No.
Mm,
I think that in a high school setting when, I feel like we're all in such close proximity to each other, and, like, at, like, Lopez, like, we see those people for 2, 3 hours during the week and then 7 hours at the, like, end of the week. Um, and that, like, allows us to, like, have time to sort of, like, figure yourself out and, like, do school and, like, be your own person. But I feel like since we're all, like, so close, it would lead to so much more, like, drama, comparison, blah, 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 he's better, she's better, like,
Yeah.
I just, like, I don't know. I feel like in that sort of setting, it's just different because I feel like when you're working with, like, at Lopez, like, different ages, it's cool to see that sort of, like, shift and see how people
Sure.
grow and how people, like, change and, like, all
Sure.
these things, but, like, in a high school setting, I feel like it wouldn't work as well as, like, we think it might, you know?
Sure. Yeah. I think it is very interesting at Lopez. It's
Mhm.
almost like less competition in a way,
Mhm.
at least from what I've seen, which
Mhm.
is much less than I've only done 2 shows with Lopez. It's much less than obviously what you've seen, but, like, from what
Mhm.
I've felt, it's less of, like, "Oh, who's gonna get the role over each other," and more of, like, you see it a lot more of people being happy that they got these or these ensemble roles,
Yeah,
or people,
for
like,
sure.
just appreciating it and then making the show
For
really
sure.
good as
Right, and they nurture that community really well. Because I think one of the things that's great about Lopez is they create you as a person, like, create a good person underneath the like, as a foundation for when you need to carry these roles, and you
Yeah.
carry that into your life and into, like, high school theater too,
A
or
and
community
I'd
and stuff.
say I'd say community theater in general, like, we can go more into it, but
Mhm,
I think it's so important, even just strictly for the aspect of, like, high school will only prepare you for the future so much,
mhm. Very
you
true.
know?
Very
And, like,
true.
when you step out and do a community theater show, like, at least at Lopez,
Mhm,
right? They treat you like a professional to an extent,
mhm.
and that just, like, opens up so much more in an act,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know? I
yeah.
will say, I wish that because I haven't done a main stage show. I really
Ooh.
wish I got to do a main stage show
Mhm.
because of having that, like, Victor Lopez master coach just, like, grilling you 24/7. That sounds amazing, to be honest. It's terrifying, but it's
It's a
amazing.
good spot to be in, I
Yeah,
think. I, like, enjoy his feedback.
yeah.
Um,
I think that's so important. I don't know.
yeah,
In high school theater, you only get so much of that.
for
They don't
sure.
treat you, like,
Yeah, it's
fully.
not as nitty-gritty as it sometimes needs to be. Yeah.
I agree. Talk about transitioning into high school.
Okay. Like,
Well,
it's
even
like
well, even
in
like
general
just
or like
sorry, no, more with musical theater.
Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
I forgot you did shows at school, right? Middle school?
We did one,
Okay.
and it was ironically The Lion King
Yes,
again. Um,
this is true.
and that was very different because everyone in, like, our 8th grade class had to be in it in some
Mm,
capacity, like, it was required. Like, you couldn't it wasn't like an optional, like, after school activity. Like, no, everyone had
mhm.
to be in it. Um,
Ugh.
which was very because everyone wanted to be in, like, tech crew and be like, "Oh, am just gonna be, like, in the back, whatever." Um, but that wasn't me. I was Rafiki in that. There are pictures and I don't wanna see them ever again, but, um, it was very interesting because I feel like that last, like, week of rehearsal that we had, we all just, like, locked in, and I never felt, like, more part of, like, a community in my class of, like, 60 kids than I ever had, but, like, half these people didn't care, but they, like, cared for that, like, 5 minutes, which, like, meant a lot to me as someone who, like, cared a lot
It's your
about it
thing.
outside of it, yeah. So, it wasn't like everyone was going to play, like, a game of baseball, like, I would, like, lock in and play baseball for, like, 5 minutes, but, like,
Yeah,
um,
I see what you're saying.
but, yeah, so that was good.
Yeah.
Um,
What about transitioning to high school? Like, especially, like, what did you notice that was different?
like, theater-wise, okay. I knew going in freshman year, I did not wanna be in the play. I was like, "I don't like plays, they're boring, I don't like." I that was just my perspective because I never, like, been in a straight play.
Mhm.
So I did costumes for that, just off of whim. I couldn't sew, couldn't do any of that, but I was just like, "Oh, I'll be on costumes, like, it's fine." Um, and then for the spring musical, which was nice where you can get it, um, I was one of 2 freshmen to get a call back, which was, like, a apparently huge deal. Looking back, it was, like, a huge deal. Um, and, like, I didn't really know what to do with that, but then I was in, like, the select dance ensemble for, like,
Mhm.
there was, like, the chorus girls and, like, the bubble people, and I was a bubble girl, is that what they called it? Okay, thank you. A bubble girl for that, and then I also understudied, because I was like, "Why," like, I would love to understudy, but I was
Sure.
understudying a senior, and I
Mm.
didn't, like,
Who was it?
it was Katie Elder, and, like, if
I don't
she
know.
ever sees this, like, Katie, I she's, like, so great, she was the best person to understudy, I think, um
What type of role was it? Like, was it a big role or was it a small role?
it was a big role. It was, like, supporting, probably, and my, like when we at that point, we didn't do an understudy show, we did, like, a showcase of songs, like, it was just, like, some of the songs, like, we just there was no story. The 2 songs I had to do were with Ronan, and so I had to work really closely with Ronan because him and I were supposed to be, like, romantic, like, um, sort of partners, I don't really know. And I, like, was a freshman and didn't know what was going on, so I just was, like, like, I was shaking like a leaf, like, I didn't know what to do. So I would just listen to anything the rotor would say and just, like, hope that I did it right. And he could tell that I was so nervous. He was like, "This girl probably, like, hates me and hates her life," and we laugh about it now, but I was terrified.
Mm.
Um, and it was, like, looking back, it was such a great experience, but I, like, got to, like, dance in the front, like, with Rodrigo as my dance partner, like, it was really
Mm.
and one of the shows, he was sick, so I had to do all the partner work by myself in the front row, and I was, like, looking like an idiot, but, yeah, so that
That's
was
very
great,
interesting.
but yeah, I would say the transition was a lot for me, like, schedule-wise, because I was doing shows at Lopez and doing shows, at our school, and yeah, it was a
Mm.
lot for me to
Mm.
juggle that, yeah, with, like,
It's not
family
easy.
and
No,
things like
for
that,
sure.
yeah.
What more in general now? Like, speaking now as a senior,
Mhm.
what do you see as, like, the biggest differences between community theater and
In
high
high
school
school
theater?
theater? Um, it's, like, a really hard question. I think, um, especially because I've broadened my horizons with community theater, like, I don't just do just
Yeah.
Lopez anymore, like, it is a little bit of a couple different things. I think one main difference is, like, so hard looking, like, as, like, an omniscient sort of lens. I think community theater is all about, like, relationship with, like,
Mm.
whether, like, the cast that you're a part of. Like, everyone brings something so different to the table because they're all, like, out from somewhere else. Like, you and I go to the same high school, but, like, other people, like, come from different places or, like, come from,
Come from
like
away.
they come from away. Um, you know? And so seeing the way that that all can create such a beautiful picture, and I think, I'm learning a lot more of, like, it's about the process and not about the product, like,
Mm.
in rehearsal and in things like that. So, like, the community literally in community theater is sort of something you can't really replicate wherever you are.
Mm.
In a high school, um, I think a lot of people don't like, this isn't their everything. Community theater, like, you're doing it because you want to be there and you want to do it. But
Yeah.
in high school, it's like, "Oh, this is fun. Oh, I'm a senior, I'm gonna do this show. Oh, I don't have anything to do, I'm gonna do this show."
Sure.
But, like, people like, there are a few select people who are pursuing this, and they care so much about it, and they wanna lead, and they care. And so, when not everyone cares the same, it sort of like, creates this sort of, like, underlying, like, not discourse, but, like, just, you know?
Yeah.
shaky ground. And I feel like community theater is built on a foundation of relationship
100%.
and like shared love for the art that you're creating. Not
Yeah.
that the art that you're creating in high school is any different.
It's
It's
just yeah.
just, yeah.
In community theater, from what I've experienced, there's just like common understanding
Hmm.
of like I'm not just doing this for fun.
No.
Like I'm doing this because I really really want to improve, or I really really want to like just like show myself,
Hmm.
and I want to make this my thing. So in order to do that, I gotta like
Work.
yeah,
You got to work for
you
it.
gotta work really hard.
Right.
Um, on that community theater thing, uh, especially at JTF,
Hmm.
because JTF is like a competition sort of deal of your performance. How do you balance that? Not how do you balance, sorry. How do you deal with that pressure in a way?
Of like competition.
Yeah, yeah. Of knowing you're judged in a
Ooh.
sense.
Okay. Um. Good pull, Nico. I think knowing that you're judged, I feel like when you are on that sort of stage for JTF or like the Virginia Thespian Festival, anything like that, your performance is so not only like it's not crucial to anyone else that's there, it's crucial to you. Because
Mhm.
really, in like competitive theater, you're competing against yourself.
Sure.
You're not competing against anybody else. Um, and like the feeling when you're on that stage for JTF specifically is unmatched. And that
Mhm.
feeling has not changed since I was 10 years old to now that I'm 18.
What feeling is that?
It's indescribable.
Mm.
It's like this feeling of intensity, but also like you now feel like sort of connected with everyone you're on stage with because you're telling a story as an ensemble and as a team. Like it's like this, I don't know. It's just like this intense feeling of like cuz that performance like when I did Aladdin last year, I can't replicate that now. Or like even like 5 minutes after that, the adrenaline was so high. That's the word I was looking for. Adrenaline. Like the adrenaline
Mm.
release in something like that is unlike any sport I've ever done, unlike any performance I've ever done, recital,
Mm.
show, anything like that.
Mm.
Um, just because like the people you're getting adjudicated by, which is like Broadway professionals, like that's who you want to be
Yeah.
someday. Like I would love to come back if I like got the chance to like make it like somewhere big like that and then like be there for kids like to do this and like give constructive criticism, like
Yeah.
do that. Like that's huge because they understand that like full circle relationship and like that room of other like theater groups and teams that are watching you. The audience interaction from them is unmatched as well
Really.
because they understand what you're doing. So I feel like in like an audience, like sure it's like parents, grandparents, friends and family, they don't understand like of course they understand, but they don't understand the capacity and the work that you've put in to tell this story.
Mm.
They
Mhm.
like don't understand like
For sure.
every single moment that you've tried to be the best you could be because they haven't been there. But these kids have been there, and they've been doing it, and they've been trying,
Yeah.
and they, like, see you for who you are, not only as, like, Prince Eric, but as Nico. Like, they don't even know your name, but they, like, know who you are,
Mhm.
you know?
Yeah. From what I've seen of this whole like process is like because we're in rehearsal for a JTF show. Um, it's very interesting. It's like very very interesting. Of like we have this this feeling of like I know what's coming,
Mhm,
and like the seriousness of like what's about to happen
mhm,
or what's gonna happen in a month
mhm,
is like this underlying feeling. But like
mhm,
fun and working hard is like the main thing, and then it's just this underlying sense of like okay, my purpose here is not just you know to put on a show.
yeah,
It's like we're trying to or we're trying to portray a story to an extent.
mhm,
Like it's not just like to portray the story. It's like to portray the story so that we can like be our true best in this
mhm,
story.
yeah,
It's not just like, okay, cool. It's like, no, we have something to prove in a way. Because we're
yeah,
proving ourselves. Like we have to prove to ourselves that we're good enough to be on this stage. And that
right,
like I should be doing this. You
Right.
know, I'm not
Right.
crazy for spending all this money to do this show. Like, no, I have something
Right.
I'm here for.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
just freaking baller. It's
Yeah.
like, yeah, I will say, in our show JTF Little Mermaid, we're doing Little Mermaid Junior. I'm Prince Eric. I don't have any solos. I speak on that because I honestly think I would. uh, It'd be another level of like nervousness, at least for me, because
Mhm.
that's not where my like strongest suit lies. You know,
Mhm. Okay.
does that scare you at all,
Having a
or are you
solo?
having a solo? But like, I don't know, like under the sea, not under the sea. Part of your world is like just you.
Yeah, okay.
Does
I
that scare you?
okay, I'm trying to, like, think back because this is, like, the biggest role I've had in a
Sure.
JTF performance. Um, because we did Little Mermaid previously, and I was in that, and drastic difference, drastic.
Mm,
So, like, yes, it scares me, not only because it doesn't scare me, it more so, like, it gives me more something to prove.
mm,
Because, like, this, like, song and the person that Ariel is, like, has been a dream for me forever. It's been a part of my life, like, since I was, like, itty, itty bitty, like, very small.
mhm,
So much so that I wrote my college essay about it. Like, this is huge for me.
mm,
Um, and, like, yes, like, very nervous about it, but I'm more so excited to tell that story and get it out of just, like, in my own,
yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah.
bubble and sort of, like, share that,
Mm,
with people, and I think that's one of, like, the beauties of, like, theater as a whole is you get to, like, take some part of yourself out of you and create this out of body experience for others
mhm,
in order to either relate
mm,
or, like, see things from a new perspective, and, like, that's been huge for me, especially with this.
mm. Hey, good stuff.
Hey, thanks.
That's good. That's really good. Um, do you now? Because you said that in freshman year you were like, I don't want to do plays; they're boring.
Okay, um, I don't hate plays. I think that you need to sort of 'cause a lot of, like, the stereotype around plays is like, "Oh, there's no music. Ugh, like, I'm gonna fall asleep," like, blah, blah. I think you just need to, like, do a play and then you'll, like, figure it out. Like, I did Pride and Prejudice, that was, like, your first, like, big thing, and I remember, like, being so excited for you, like, that was huge. Um, but I was, like, a dancer in the back, and I think, like, it was because there was still music in Pride and Prejudice, so I guess it doesn't really count. Um,
Not really. That would, yeah.
but I really enjoyed it, but I really enjoyed Radium Girls, like,
Mm,
playing a role because I was the sob sister who's, like, an like, reporter, and so she was performative, and that was what I was good at because I think musical theater and plays, there's a lot of a difference there because, like, musical theater, you're in this, like, break the fourth wall, I'm, like, I want something, blah, blah, blah.
yeah.
Still so
Burst out.
powerful, and I
Burst
feel
out
like
into
that's where my
song.
strength lies, but plays is more like, this is the reality, and this is, like, what is gonna, like,
Yeah.
go down, especially with, like, Radium Girls, like, that was huge story to tell, but I think, like, I now don't hate plays as much as I
But you
did
would still.
at
But
age
you would still.
14.
Yeah, you would still choose musical theater over plays
Absolutely.
any day,
Any day of the week.
and that's understandable. I honestly felt up until High School Musical, which I did over the summer, I was like, no, I don't think I could do musical theater. Like mainly because I didn't have as much singing experience. Well, I guess I did in choir, but like
Mhm.
not really. Musical theater and like having solos in a song is like very vulnerable,
Yes. Totally.
especially well for anyone, even if you have a crazy amount of experience. But like it's a very vulnerable thing to think of, like just being plopped into that. You know,
Mhm.
like not doing this since you're a kid
Yeah.
is terrifying.
Yeah.
But at the same time, there's something so enticing about it because like you can't do High School Musical, well, obviously, but like especially with that show. But like even Little Mermaid, like you can't do Little Mermaid without the music.
Mhm.
Like you can, sure, but like it's the story almost needs that in a
Yeah.
way.
No, yeah.
Um, and in order to do these roles that like are dream roles,
Mhm.
I could only do them on a musical stage.
Mhm.
And the story that I want to portray needs that. It like demands this musical theater aspect.
Mhm.
Um, so I knew I needed to like branch out into that, but I'm
Yeah.
like shoot, like well, what I was gonna say was after doing High School Musical over the summer, I was like, oh, okay, like no, this is kind of fun. Like musical theater, yeah, it's well, no, actually, the real realization that I had was, um, man, I don't want to just do plays anymore. Like,
Mm.
I don't think I could go my whole career or my whole college or whatever it is. Like, I don't want to just be an actor, like a acting actor. I want to be a triple
Yeah.
threat actor
Yeah.
because dancing is a lot of fun, even though I kind of suck at times, and singing is a lot of fun. Yeah, like, I don't want
Yeah.
to just do one thing anymore.
No, yeah.
Um, so yeah, I can see, I see where you come from of like
Yeah.
why this is your world. And not to say that this is like I could only do musical theater. I think I'll probably always have acting as like my top
Okay.
sort of deal.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Right.
You never know. I think I need more experience before I can like really.
No, yeah, I think you need to, like, not as, like, like, in general, um, like, before the summer, I'd never, like, dabbled in film, and it was a very interesting experience for me. I don't think that, like, um it was very interesting. I think, not to, like, shift topics, but, like,
No, shift it.
seeing,
Yeah.
like, plays, and I think the level up on that is, like, musicals, not, like, level up, but, like, different, like, level of adding something else, 'cause, like, having like, wanting to be, like, that triple threat, like you were saying, like, is huge, like, and I think, um, someone was touching on this before me, but was saying that, like, you need like, that's what college is for, to, like, see all sides, and I think with film, like, it's very much after you've become so big, you need to, like, shrink yourself back down and, like, remember, like, "Hey,
Yeah.
like, I'm a real person, actually." Um, I could never do film after, like, doing that for me. But I think that, like, I have a lot of respect for people who do it because it's very much, like, going into, like, that like, back into yourself,
Sure.
sort of, like, back in body as opposed to, like, out
Sure.
of body.
Something that Ronan was talking about was like micro expressions and micro
Mm,
acting. And I think that's actually something that like for myself and for Gabby Burgos,
mhm.
like I think that's something that we almost like uh, thrive in, but also like strive for
Okay.
in a way.
Yeah.
Because I felt it in like in um in monologues, especially in monologues. But in plays, just in general, is like I have so much that I want to portray in tiny ways.
Yeah.
You know,
Like,
like when
yeah.
someone says something in a scene, my I don't want my reaction to be like what, I want my reaction to be
Like, have different
like a
layers
little,
to it. Yeah.
yeah, so
Mhm.
that you can have that
Yeah.
layer. To an extent, you can't really do that in theater just because you have to. There might be
In a
500 people,
sense. Yeah.
but at the same time, obviously
Yeah.
you can.
Yeah.
Um, but film, I think that that is something that entices me and certain other
Mm.
people about film
Mhm.
is that you can have that like very personal
Yeah.
thing in a different way.
Yeah. I think the reason that, like, I could never do film is because it's so repetitive. You do the same
Mm,
thing over and
yeah,
over and over, and I feel like with, like, live theater, like, it everything is part of, like, the experience. Like, it's much more of, like, it's take 1 and not take 105, you know? Like, and I
sure,
think, like, that rawness actually helps
sure,
me connect to stories better.
sure. And that's something that I think it might just be a testing thing for me because
Yeah.
I have this like idea of loving it, of this film
Yeah.
thing, but I've never done it.
Mhm. Yeah.
I've never done, take 300,
Yeah.
like
Yeah, you need to
so
see what it's
maybe
like.
yeah,
Yeah.
we'll see what happens, but still it's exciting. We kind of already talked about like being a lead and stuff,
Yeah.
but I there was a question I had on this was what's like the hardest thing about being a lead that people in the audience don't see or like appreciate? because I think obviously is like the time it takes and all that, and the hard work you have to put in. What's something less obvious?
Mm. I think when people see, like, a lead, they assume that they are the best in their like, the best actor, singer, dancer that they have like, this group has.
Sure.
Um, but that's not the case. It's actually the potential of the person to take something in stride and the person that they are in order to do that. I think when it for me, the hardest thing about being a lead is actually, like for me, I'm very much a person that you need to see my potential and not just, like because I will get there, but I don't always start there,
Mm,
especially acting wise. I need a beat in order to take a step back and do the extra prep work and figure everything out before it gets to show quality. Like, I don't start perfect,
sure.
and I think that's something that a lot of people assume is, like, that you're perfect from the start, and that's why like, no, like, not at all. Like, the way that I, like, sing sang part of your world at my audition is not the same as it is now. Very different because I like, you receive direction.
Yeah, yeah.
But I think a lot of people assume that, like, some person starts there and it's steady the whole time. It's actually very much, like, peaks and valleys of, like, a good day, a bad day,
Sure.
and that, like, contributes to your vulnerability as a lead. Um, and, like, I think something a lot of people, like, also don't see is the, like, leadership that comes with being a lead.
Sure.
You have to have yourself together. You have to have yourself together, um,
Yeah.
time management wise, um, like, friendship, relationship, like, family, like, you have to have your ducks in a row before you take on such a task and realize the worth that you have is not determined by the role that you are, actually. Like,
Sure.
you know, but
And there's something like leadership wise, there's something expected of you when you're the lead.
yeah,
And that is harder than it is harder than many people think.
right,
Or is like something that you don't expect as much as it comes.
right.
Um,
Yeah, for sure. And I think, like, when you're not rising to the occasion, they'll let you know. And, like,
because usually there's people who want the roles that you got.
yeah,
And there's people in your cast that are like, you always have to be somewhere.
mhm,
Because if you're not there, then it goes through people's minds like, they should have been it,
right,
whatever.
right,
Because like most people want that, and you got that.
mhm.
So you have to almost like prove to yourself like, I deserved this,
Yeah, yeah,
you know?
yeah. And I think it's hard when, because sometimes a lot of the, like, quote unquote odds are, like, stacked against you. Like, people that you because, like, the real competition when you are a lead in any role is with yourself. And I think it's taking that step back of, like, my worth is not determined by the role that I'm playing, but actually, like, what I bring to the table. And it's hard when a lot of people are like, when you are a lead, like, barking notes in your ear that they, like, don't have any sort of authority to give, or saying things, like, behind you, like, "Oh, she didn't deserve this. Oh, he didn't deserve this. Oh, if I did it, it would have been this way." Like, but
Yeah.
no, it's not.
Or even like you're struggling with something, and then other people might have more experience in that. So then they're like, what's going on in their
Yeah.
mind. You
Yeah.
know? Like with High School Musical, I really struggled because there were dance numbers that it's my first show ever dancing
Mhm.
in,
It's
and
hard. It's
it
hard.
was really hard. And yeah,
Yeah.
it was like a thing of like, dang, I have to like prove myself of like I deserve this.
Right. Right.
And that's very
Right.
it's challenging.
And I feel
It's
like a lot
hard.
of people, like, don't see the work. Like, obviously, they don't see, like, the hours and hours of rehearsal that you do, but also, like, the hours outside that you take of, like, learning things and also trying to be like, juggle that in the midst of something, but also put it at the priority when, like, Like, if you don't have your priorities straight, you can't lead anything. Like, it just doesn't work.
Yeah.
Um, and it also comes with, like, having empathy and compassion for, like, an understudy that you have or, like, other people that you're working in a scene with to be like, "Hey, like, I'm having an off day, but I, like, will be better tomorrow," or, like, things like that, and, like, the grace that it takes to be someone who's always gonna be getting criticism in, like, the part that you're in because it means so much to
Yeah.
the performance.
Yeah. You need that criticism to make the show
Yeah.
because I mean, yeah, like mm, as much as an ensemble role needs as just as much criticism because they're just as much important. It's a lot easier to be nitpicky on the lead role who's in the show 24/7 and they're
Mhm,
doing big things 24/7. It's a
mhm.
lot easier to be nitpicky there. So you have to be able to take that criticism. Like
Right.
if you can't take that,
Like, you
you're
shouldn't.
not in this
No.
industry.
No.
Like you're out.
Yeah.
Um yeah, let's talk about more about that industry. Um like what about musical theater as a career entices you? And then like what about it do you are you like, you know what I
I
mean?
think yeah, I get what you mean. Musical theater as a career, I think what entices me about it is, like, I more so, like, as a person, I so badly want to be the person that I didn't have, like, when I was starting and growing and trying to figure myself out and figure out that I, like, had a passion for something that I found so, like, enticing. Um, and I think, like, as a career, I think I just wanna, like, share my story through other people's stories with other people. Like, sort of weave small parts of myself into a role that I'm playing in order to, like, if I'm on a bigger stage, inspire an 8-year-old
Yeah, yeah.
that's, like, wanting to do this, like, full time because I, like,
Yeah.
remember the moment that, like, I knew I wanted this, and it's just, like, that full circle sort of
Yeah, yeah.
thing. Um,
What about it don't you like then? I mean, you don't have to have something,
what
but
do you mean?
about the industry in general, or the like, is there anything that scares you in it,
I think
or that you're not looking
I'm not, like, looking forward to just because I think it's so I think we've talked about this before, it's so secular. It is so, like, one way, and that there's so many different, like, negative things that are weaved into theater because they are problems of today, and you have to tell those stories in order to build awareness and build sort of, like, the reality sort of aspect of it, like, there are so many, like, issues, like, that are weaved into theater to create an outlet for people, and I wanna be in that outlet, but in, like, sort of the more negative, like, shows or things like that. It just doesn't entice me as much. Like, I'll do it, obviously, like, you're either all in or you're all out. But,
Sure.
I think, like, either because I know there are gonna be moments where, like, people aren't gonna be all in and are getting things that, like,
Mm,
it's just hard to sort of because I feel like there's a lot of people don't talk about, like, the amount of, like, failure in an industry like this one, and that's why so little people pursue it because there's no like certain there's so much like uncertainty.
yeah.
But like that's something that I find enticing about it.
Mm,
Like you could like be diverted to a totally different path. Like isn't that like what's exciting? Like I don't have to just be a doctor. Like and with the end goal of being a doctor and living in like a nice house with like a ton of money. Like no, it's like an adventure to sort of like do what you love and, like, live in a gajillion other places or tour the country or, like,
yeah.
do something on a cruise ship, like, that sounds fun. Like,
Yeah.
if you're not living, like and we talk about this all the time too, like, if you're not living with that, like, childlike wonder, then what are you doing?
Yeah, yeah.
Like and that's, like, a struggle, I think. Like, I know I struggle with that sometimes, like,
Mm,
because like and I've thought about this a lot when trying to, like when I was trying to sort of discern of, like, do I do this audition process? Because there are so many moments, like that I've been like, "I don't wanna do this anymore." Like, this I don't wanna do this anymore. This is hard. I don't like, I see all my friends, like, and knowing what they want, but it seems so certain, but, like, this is so much harder, because, like, college, like, theater or, like, getting into something like that is somewhat similar to, like, sporting recruitment. Like, you're having to
Yeah.
market yourself, and you're having to get scouted by people and, like, create film for yourself and, like, all these things, but the one thing that, like, isn't constant is, like, full rides or something. Like, you don't
Yeah.
like, it's so rare. Like, it's like I'm applying to college like, we're applying to college twice. It's, like, that academic and that also,
Yeah.
like, artistic, and it's so hard, and, like, it's hard to do that in the midst of, like, everything else in your life and sort of juggle that and, like, be like, "Okay, like, I'm this person on paper, but, like, you need to, like, see me for who I am," and,
Yeah.
because like, obviously, like, rejection is redirection, like, they talk about that all the time, but, like, um, it's like, sometimes it's that gut feeling of, like, they're rejecting my art, and they're rejecting me, but I've, like, really tried to, like, wrestle with that and, like, realize, like, "Hey, like, your worth isn't defined in, like, what a school thinks of you. It's defined on, like, the deeper sort of understanding of
Yeah.
that."
Hmm. After getting sounds bad, but after being in as much as you've been and doing as many auditions as you have, and I assume at least, or I know, not getting things that you want,
Mhm.
how do you stay confident in that? Or like what do you do anything to like when you don't get that role, what's going through your mind? And then how do you make that healthy? Sort of.
Um, I think with that, it's just, like, remembering, like, the bigger picture of, like, okay, like and it was something I struggled with for a very long time. Um, specifically, like, sometimes in community theater, like, I would, like, not get something, and then somewhat like my support system in my personal life would not help me through that, and I felt very alone. Um, and it made me really question of, like, "You're not good enough. You're not like, that you don't have what it takes." Um, but I think, like, shifting it to something healthy, like, I know I keep, like, saying this, but, like, I know I'm not defined by that. It's like, a show weekend is, like oh, like, rehearsal processes are, like, 6 months of your life. Less. Like, you need to like, there's I look at it with the lens of there's always something to learn. Like,
Mhm.
it's not like, if you don't get what you want, what could I grow in? What am I called to be like, what am I called to grow in because I didn't get this? Because
Yeah.
I'm someone who's very feedback oriented. So I
Yeah.
am an immediate like, "Hey, like, can we meet to talk about feedback? Like, what I could have done better?" Even if I get the role that I would have wanted and that I worked for, I always go in for feedback because
Yeah.
I feel like that's one of the things that, like, people look for. And even, like, I would want if someone were coming to me about feedback or something. Because it's also that looking at it from a director perspective, it's so hard to do that. Um, and
Yeah.
that's something that I've tried to do a lot more is, like, look at it from people's lenses that affect
Mhm.
me, but there's obviously something deeper and there's a reason for
Mhm.
everything. Um, but I think I struggled with it for a while, and it comes with, like, somewhat learning how to, like, be a mature sort of person to receive feedback. Because there are a lot of times where I would have to, like, open cast lists on the spot in front of everybody, and everyone would open it, and you'd see the raw reaction of either excitement or, like, devastation. Um, and it is hard, like, I'm not negating like, it's so hard to, like, work for something and then just someone to be like, "No, no, no." Um,
Yeah.
but, like, those are some of the, like, experiences that I've been so grateful for of, like, "Oh, wait, I did actually learn something else that I didn't think I would have learned if I wasn't, like, this role that I wanted," or whatever.
Yeah. I think it's such like a such like a pain in the
Yeah.
rear of like it's
Yeah.
that part that every actor has to go through. you will never like it doesn't matter how you start. Like it doesn't matter how good you are,
Right.
how whatever it might be, you will always, as an actor, if you do it for long enough at least, you're gonna have a moment where you're like, shoot, like
Mhm.
I thought I was this good, and you're telling me, like this cast is telling me I'm this good. And I'm like, wait, what? You know? But then you really have to look at it and you're like,
Mhm.
that is not what they're telling you at all.
Yeah.
At all.
They did what
Because
was best for them. Yeah.
exactly. And it's also or like if you think about it in the terms of like sports, right?
Mhm.
Like you might be Michael Jordan. It doesn't matter. You're gonna be amazing. You're amazing. You're Michael Jordan, obviously. But like if you're telling Michael Jordan to go and then like Michael Jordan is in tryouts for like a soccer team. Like it's not you not getting you being benched on a soccer team as Michael Jordan doesn't mean like you suck. It
Yeah,
just means
no.
like this is
No.
not this might not be your strong suit, one, or two, we might not need you here. We
It's
need
about
you.
needing yeah, it's about needing you somewhere else
And
a
I
lot.
yeah, I talked to Gabby about this a lot. Was like there are people there's someone very specific in my mind at Lopez that think of. There are people who will are consistently excellent, but maybe, at least like from what I've seen, maybe don't consistently get leads.
Mhm.
And then you think to yourself, you're like, I said this verbatim, whatever. You think to yourself, you're like, why? Why are these people who are so good at everything, like they're triple threats? Why are they so good, but they're not getting the leads? And then you're like, wait, well, two things. One, they might not fit that lead role as well. But two is like if they weren't that ensemble member, or if they weren't that featured or that supporting, whatever it might be, if they weren't that role and
Mhm.
someone else had to fill that shoe, like one, they might it, it would just crumble the show. You know,
Mm.
if that person isn't there
Mhm.
and someone else is, someone who isn't as great, maybe the show just falls apart.
Yeah.
So you have to like
Yeah.
keep that in mind of like it's not a matter of lead, supporting, featured, whatever. It's like
Like,
you
we
have
needed
the
you here.
show exactly. We
Yeah.
need you here, or else our show is
Mhm. Yeah.
like our foundation is nowhere.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, and I can't say that I'm looking forward to that for the rest of my life though. In the
Yeah.
sense of, in the sense of like, there are gonna be like hundreds of moments where you're like, man, I really feel like I deserve this and I didn't get it, or I really feel like I have the skill for this and I don't get it.
Yeah.
Um,
And that's just the reality of it, like, that's life.
you know,
Like,
and if you don't have that, if you only you're just like lead, 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 lead.
then what do you yeah. You need to, I've definitely seen, like, you need to have some sort of, like, versatility of, the minute and I've, tried so hard to do this, like, especially in the last probably, 3 years. Like, breaking your typecast is so important.
Mm.
You need to, like, learn to do other things and learn to expand yourself as, like, an actor, actress, whatever, and not just be the same one thing.
Is that just important because of getting the skill, or is there something more? Because I, the reason I say this is because obviously, yes, like getting cast in any show as like something that's very out of your typecast is important. Great.
Mhm.
Is it just as important if you're the understudy? Is it just as important if this is a scene in your acting class? Or like you're still growing because you're
Yeah,
doing
yeah,
this
yeah.
role, but it's not the same, obviously.
No, yeah.
Do you think it's the same? Do you think it's just as important?
I think it depends on the situation. I feel like, obviously, you could grow in one area so much that you feel like there's no need to grow anywhere, there's always room to grow. Um, but I think when you're looking at, like, a resume
Mm.
and you see, for me, it would be like princess this, princess this, princess this, princess this, but then you see, in the last, 3 years, other things of, princess this, "Oh, but Ursula." And I'm
Yeah.
like, "Oh, wait, she can do that." I would feel more, confident of, Like, for you, it would be, like, Troy, Bingley, like, Prince Eric, like, they're very like, they're somewhat the same, but they're also different. Like,
True.
they have different areas of like,
Yeah.
strength of, like, what's needed the most.
Yeah, that's true. I think the reason that I ask is because it's been something that's been on my mind of like, in a ways, the like main roles that I've gotten are all pretty typecast. Um, and then like these past two shows, or actually now three, I guess, with Radium Girls, I was typecast and then understudy,
Yeah. Yeah, you were
complete
that's
opposite.
so versatile. You like,
Yeah,
Reader and then Tom, like
completely.
like, I was getting, like people were talking about your performance as Tom yesterday to me, of how great it was, but, like, my parents at the dinner table will still talk about, like, you as Reader. It's
Yeah,
great.
because they're
So
so
great.
different, and
So different.
I don't think I realized how much that impacted me as an actor in general
Mhm.
until like I don't even know what like Exit, the one act that we're doing at school for VTF. Like I'm realizing that this is really bringing out this side of me that I didn't realize was awakened when I did Reader, when I did this like serious businessman. Like I didn't realize that awakened something in me. You know what I mean? And even though it was an understudy role, I
Still
still grew so
yeah.
much through it. And now I'm thinking about Sound of Music. Rolf is very much in my typecast, or like in what I've done and what I've excelled in. Um, and then understudying Von Trapp is going to be like in a similar way as Reader and Tommy was like, go on as Rolf and be great, and then in a matter of seconds flip it, be someone who's completely separate.
Right.
Very different person. Like not just like serious versus romance lovey. It's like what like like what their core values are
Yeah.
so
So
different and
different.
like
Yeah.
I don't know. It
Yeah.
is something though that I'm realizing is very fun part of theater. Is like I get to look back in a year from now, not a year, after Sound of Music, I'm gonna look back and be like, I was Bingley, and then I was, Ian and Pink Elephant, and then I was, Troy, Tommy Reader, and then Greg, and now I'm Von Trapp, and I'm Rolf.
I think, like, one thing you can
It's
pride
like,
yourself on is, like, you've done more in, like, 2.5 years than a lot of people have done, like, in probably, like, 5 or 6 years. And it's, like, so cool. Like, I think that your drive, and I say this to people all the time, like, you're one of the most hardworking people I've ever met, genuinely. And, like, that's a really huge thing that you should, like, definitely pride yourself on.
yeah,
Um
because I think it comes. I think I just have like this burning fire on under my butt of like I'm in love with this thing of theater, but I think yeah, just starting in junior year, like
Yeah.
I it was always on my mind of like, okay, if I really want to do this, I'm gonna have to work harder than anyone else is working right now. At least in my mind,
No,
I
that's
have to be
yeah.
that way because
Yeah.
like my resume is this if I don't work my butt off and if I don't do summer shows, like 3 shows at once, it's like if I don't do that, then my resume is gonna look like this when everyone else is like this. So no, I have to
And that's not a bad thing.
sure.
Like,
No, no, no,
yeah,
yes, but I
no.
mean like in the sense of sorry, in the sense of I wouldn't have I wouldn't be as complete, if I
Mhm.
only sorry.
No, 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 I'm, like, intrigued by
Okay.
that statement.
Well, I'm saying like if I just did my school theater for the 2 years that I had
Mhm.
the opportunity to
Mhm.
do,
Yeah.
I would be what? Like I'd be Bingley amazing. I'd be Tommy and Reader amazing. Like I'd have a lot of greatness
Mhm.
or so cocky. That's not what I mean. Like I would have a lot of like great roles that I get to learn a ton from,
No, yeah.
but I wouldn't have this like more complete picture of doing community theater, of doing one
Mhm.
acts here and there.
Mhm.
So I think it's just like a thing of like, okay, if this is really what you want to do,
Then go all in.
go all in, dude.
Yeah.
Like, don't just
Yeah.
I don't half-ass anything, dude. Shelby, that's something that Shelby I think will preach on. Is like never
Yeah,
don't just go halfway,
yeah.
dude. Just go all the way. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Two things I want to talk about before we talk about like more of advice sort of deal.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, talk about Broadway in the sense of like what we'll get more into this later because that's like one of the ending questions that I asked Ronan in the tour.
Oh, yeah,
Like this.
yeah, yeah. Okay.
Um, what do you have a dream role on Broadway?
I do.
Talk about it.
Um, okay. I referenced this earlier, but the moment that I knew this is what I wanted to do for the rest of my life
Mm,
was I was, I think, like 8 or 9, and I saw my first Broadway show. That was
mm.
Wicked.
Wait, what year did you see this?
I don't know.
Okay,
Like,
because I sorry, I'm just because I saw
were we there at the same time?
no, basically like I don't know. Yeah, it was like third or fourth grade. Continue.
No, yeah. But when she like was singing Defying Gravity and like flying in the sky, I was like, that's gonna be me. Like that's gonna be me. Um, and I think so back to the original question, I would love to be Elphaba. That is
Mm,
the dream.
mm-hmm,
I think that's definitely shifted over the years as I've seen more shows.
mm,
Um, and like done more things. But yeah, I love that show. It
mm,
like is a huge like sort of story for me of like feeling like an outsider, feeling alone in like what I want and like having deeper desires and like the people like then like smaller things that people want like
people don't get it. People don't
yeah.
get you
No, people
in
yeah,
a way.
people no.
Yeah, it's very hard to if you're not like actively in this world where we're doing as many
Yeah.
shows as we are and we're doing everything. It's very hard to
It's
understand.
very hard. It's very mentally taxing. Because I feel like people okay, here's like my hot take. I hate it when people are like, theater's a sport. No, it's not a sport. A lot of people say that. It's not a sport, but I feel like in some ways it's very much more not much more like because I can't like it's very mentally taxing. And that's something like a sport is very mentally taxing as well. But I feel like when you're bringing yourself into like a part or you're playing like because it causes like you were saying like vulnerability is something that like you like in a theater setting you don't really get that anywhere else like you
Yeah.
don't connect with a story unless someone is being completely and utterly vulnerable
Yeah.
like there is no you can't hide anything
Hmm.
and that's like what a lot of people from the outside don't see is wait like actually this person is like Ariel in the Little Mermaid but deep down she like is genuinely longing for something that she can't have and she is genuinely feeling so alone and like cuz you're having as as an actor to bring up either like different things that you've wrestled with and relive those feelings in order to tell a story. It's not just like okay, like I'm putting my Ariel shoes on now like I'm Ariel. It's like wait, like I'm actually tapping into the Olivia who feels these feelings and feels these emotions and like portraying that to other people.
Mm. Yeah. This podcast isn't about me, but I will say, um, yes, with especially with High School Musical, um, being Troy was very much one of those moments of like, dang, I gotta for this to be good, I have to like tap into something that's like very personal. Of like, people don't get him, people don't understand Troy, People like he has this desire that's so much different. It's so much more in a way, but like it's so much different than everyone else.
Mhm.
In fact, he has two. Like both of his things are not normal. But like he wants to be something bigger than what people expect of him.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah. In those there was specific
Yeah.
you might have been there actually. There's a specific moment in one of those scenes. Um Actually in two scenes. Specifically the scenes with Troy's dad. Um
Was it the one where he was, like, calling you, like, Bolton and not, like, your
yes,
name?
that's the first one.
Yeah.
And then the second one of like they're reuniting. Or like his dad's like, um, you were
Something
amazing, Troy, and
like,
like
yeah.
those two moments are like
Mhm. Yeah.
that's a moment where I really like
Mhm.
tapped into it. And those honestly, like yes, everything else was probably impressive, gets ahead in the game, cool. But like those are the moments where I felt most truly Troy, and like felt most like truly in the character because I had to be 100% vulnerable about like
'Cause you
myself.
felt like
Exactly.
that. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And even like freaking Troy. Oh, if I wish I could go back and do that show again, or like do that show in like 2 years. You
Download
know what I
yeah.
mean? Because I was a basketball kid, and then I
Yeah, you were.
freaking whatever.
I was too for a
Funny.
time, it's okay.
Yeah, that's funny. Yeah. What is? Or I guess we kind of talked about it. Not really though. Whatever. Um. Obviously, you're still a young actor,
No,
but
yeah.
but as someone with the experience that you have, what do you think is like the biggest mistake that you keep seeing young actors, maybe in musical theater and normal theater, community, whatever it is? What is like the biggest thing that you think that young actors need to work on, including yourself, I mean, obviously, but like need to work on to take it to the next level, or that they need this, or else like something Gabby was saying was a lot of people overact, or they like
Mm,
in the sense of like they're portraying the character and they're not being like natural or true because they're just going like a little too
mm,
much. They're not being true to what the moment entails
okay.
for. They're just trying to portray emotion. What's something like that that you think?
I would
Whatever.
say I have 2. I
Hmm.
think first, I feel like a lot of, including myself, like, I had the mentality of, like, I need to be good at everything in order to get anything. In the sense of, like, I need to be a triple threat now to get anything. You don't need that necessarily. I I am more of a mover, not the best, kick, leap, turn, split, whatever. Can still, learn those things, like, you're still, allowed to, learn. Like and I think people don't really realize that, they feel like they just need to, have it all,
Yeah.
um, and I think that's something too, like, you're never gonna feel satisfied.
Yeah.
Like, you're gonna want something so bad, and then when you get it, you won't feel satisfied, you're just gonna want something more. Like, there's no
Yeah.
sort of, I feel like in the musical theater industry, people are like, "Oh, if I get this, like, I've made it." There's so much more.
Mhm.
Like, what it's like, again, like, not about, the product of what you are, but, like, the process it took to get there, and the
Yeah.
people you met, and the things that you did. Um, my other thing is more, people to people, but, comparison.
Mm,
Comparison, and I think a lot of, um, it just it rips people apart, and it tears up relationship, and it's horrible. Because when you're comparing yourself to someone else, especially in either a double casted setting, an overstudy, understudy setting, n-
yeah.
there's no reason to compare yourself to someone you're never gonna be. Like you're two
Mm,
very different people. That's why you were
mm,
picked to do this. Like it's
mm,
not sort of who's better, who's worse. That's not what any sort of role is about. It's about what are your strengths and what are mine. and how can I learn from you, and how can I learn from you, and, like, make this melting pot of this beautiful, like, role that you're gonna play.
Yeah.
Um, and also just, like, um, not, like, criticizing other people, especially when you're in a cast of people. If you're criticizing someone when you don't know the half of it, like, what are you doing? Like, genuinely, like, you are in no sort of position to talk about somebody else or, like, to say like, you can have opinions, like, people have opinions all the time, like, openly share your opinion. But, like, in a rehearsal setting when people are still learning, if you don't have something nice to say, like, genuinely don't say it, and I know that that's, like, such a, like, kindergarten thing to say, but, like, people are creating this, like, the words that are around, like, musical theater industry is, like, cutthroat, intense, like, those are true, but it wouldn't be that way without the negativity being brought into it as
Yeah.
well. Like, in a way, like, if you're saying all these things about it, like, you're contributing to the, like, view and vantage point of looking at it from the outside.
Yeah. This is one of those questions that's like, I know the answer. I know half of the answer, but it's more of like to see where you want to take it.
Okay.
Um, yeah.
Big question.
Is talent enough? And if not, what makes the difference in an actor?
No, talent is not enough. Um, what makes the difference? Drive and hard work. Um, definitely, like, you have to, like, if you no one else can this is one of those industries where no one can want it for you. You have to want it for yourself. And if you go in with the mentality of, like, "Oh, I'm doing this because, well, so and so told me to," or, "Oh, I'm going to this voice lesson because I have to go once a week." No, you get to go. You get to learn, and I think, like, you looking at it, like, from that sort of lens of, like, I get to do all these extra things to because some people don't have that opportunity.
For
Like,
sure.
taking every single opportunity that you're given to grow, even if you're not the best at it. Like, I've been in so many dance classes where I'm not the best dancer at all, but I learned so
Yeah.
much, like, because, like, just that open-mindedness. I think talent is not enough, but, like, open-mindedness and being a good person, like, that's, like, over half the battle. Like, I think talent is really only, like, 40% of it 'cause you have to sharpen that and be a good person and be professional and be all of these things. Not because you have to be, because you want to be and because you want something. Because in the end, like, everyone wants it, but you have to, like, sort of you have to still be yourself in wanting it. You
Mm,
can't just, like,
true.
be like, pretend to be someone you're not or put on this persona or this face because you feel like you have to and you feel like everyone's doing that. Like, from what I've learned and what I've been told, like, you need to still be yourself and be true to who you are. Because if you're not that, then like, it's nothing
Yeah.
else.
That's yeah. Doesn't matter how much like you try to be someone you're not. If you're not being yourself, then
Right. Yeah. Because I feel like with that, like, you have to sort of, and, like, this was, like, definitely a period of time for me, like, last year, like, I had to really go in, like, internally, like, in the heart. Like, I know we do that a lot, like, go in before I could, like, actually, like, be myself and, like,
yeah.
re-understand, like, where my worth lies and, um, like, like, rebuild, like, sort of my foundation, which I believe is definitely, like, my faith of, like, my worth is determined by who I am in God's eyes and not, like, who, like, this director thinks, like, I am or not, like, what I think of myself. Because I feel like when you're in an industry such as this one, like, you're being pulled by a ton of different masters, and you need to, like, your master being, like, how much work you're doing, like, your coaches, your teachers, your mentors, but you need to take a step back and be like, "Wait, like, I actually am doing this all for, like, Christ," and that's, like, where my foundation is,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah. And it's even like a thing of like that can be your foundation for everything
Yeah,
in a way. In the
yeah.
sense of like it applies to everything. If
Right.
you don't get a role, it's not just because like, oh, I'm not supposed to be in that role, sure, whatever. Like you can say that all you want, but if you have that foundation of like, I'm supposed to be here, or I'm put here because God wants me to be here in some
Yeah.
way. Like that's
Yeah.
so that's a very deep. That's like all you need.
Yeah.
If you have that, if
If
that's
you
what
have
you
that
believe,
stability, that's like yeah.
yeah, that takes you everywhere you need to go in a way.
Yeah.
What and you kind of talked about this how like there isn't one, but I'm gonna ask it anyways.
Okay.
What will your I made it moment be? What does it look like for you?
That is like such a like hard question. Um,
It doesn't have to be crazy big, but
I feel like I don't know. I feel like I recently had an I made it moment, and I'm gonna
mm,
share it. And then share like a bigger one. But I was just in Come From Away,
mm-hmm,
and that was huge for me because obviously the story is about 9/11. Um, and 9/11 is the reason that my dad enlisted in the military.
mm,
That was like the day after 9/11 he enlisted, and it changed the entire trajectory of his life. Um, and ever since like me playing like sports and stuff, I've never really gotten to rekindle like sort of a relationship with my dad. Um, and so to and he's been very supportive of me and tried to like understand like what I'm doing, like understand like how it's not like
yeah,
and learn all like the terms and like the like things like he calls himself a hardcore theater dad. I think it's hilarious. um but to give like cuz in like the playbill you can like write like your like my thing literally just like I dedicate this performance to my dad. And to give that back to him was huge for me. To sort of, like, be in a position where I can be when I got the opportunity to, like, be in a like, this show, because I, like, have been saying for a while, I've been like, 10 homeless people down the street could be doing Come From Away, and I'll go do it. Like, anyone could do Come From Away. I just wanna be in Come From Away. Like, I just wanna, like, do that show and, like, give that back. Like, I don't care who's doing it, but, like, to be part of such a awesome program who was doing like, happened to be doing Come From Away, it just seemed like God's like, "This is like, here, take this in stride." Um, and it was hard, like, for 4 weeks to be there 4 hours a day after school and, like, do that till 9 p.m., not get home, do homework, and then, like, be there 9 to 9 on weekends, like, crazy. Um, but, like, it was so worth it to give that back to my dad, who's given me so much. Um, but I think,
yeah,
like, my true, like, I made it moment would be, because a lot of people at school are always like, "Oh, you're gonna be on Broadway. Oh, you're gonna, like, do this." It's very hard to sort of, like, sit with the reality of, like, this might not be where you end up.
mm-hmm,
You might not end up there, and then, like, it feels like I would be disappointing, like, so many
mm-hmm,
people, especially because it's obviously so heartfelt and touching when people and, like, it's so sweet when people are like, "Oh, like, you're gonna be on Broadway." Like, I genuinely think you are, but it's that reality of, like, it also hurts me a little bit when I hear that because it's like, you might not end up there, and then you feel like you're disappointing somebody. And that's a lot something that I've struggled with personally of, like like, someone told like, I saw an Instagram post the other day that was like, "Fear is what if, but faith is even if." So it's like, what if I don't do this? But, like, even if, like, I don't have this, I still have this, like, looking at it from a different lens.
yeah,
Because sometimes, like, I obviously feel like, what if I don't make like, I have other, like, dreams besides just, like, Broadway, you know? Like, it's not, like, the end all be all for me, but I feel like that I made it moment would be, taking my first bow on a Broadway stage, be huge. Huge dream. Like, that isn't to negate, like, anything else,
mm,
any other dreams, But,
yeah.
yeah.
Because I haven't said this in any of these yet, but that made me think of like, what would my I made it moment be? I don't know because I have like so many freaking avenues that. I want to be on. But
Yeah.
if I don't think about this like whole theater acting thing, then it makes me think of like honestly the goal that I've had. Yeah, probably the biggest goal that I've had since like fourth grade is being a dad and then
Yeah.
being like the best dad.
Yeah. And, like, that's a
Uh,
dream for me too, like, to,
yeah,
like, be a mom, you know? Like, to have that and, like,
yeah,
that and also, like, right now, like, discerning, like, missionary work. Like, that is huge for me right now as well, like, to just have and those are so different, right? Like,
yeah.
to be, like, a Broadway person
And
and then, like, to wanna, like, do missionary work, but, like, it's, like, these, like, dueling passions that can also, like, fuel something completely different. Like, you never know, like, it and that's, again, like, the
yeah,
uncertainty of it, like, I don't know, I think of, like, my favorite verse is, like, "Trust the Lord with all your heart and don't lean on your own understanding, like, submit to him and you'll make your path straight." Like, you will never like, just trust. It's like that blind trust all the time, which for us, I feel like is very important, like, in an industry that has 0 certainty whatsoever,
yeah.
to just, like, have that
And
sort of
it's even
faith.
like my my favorite verse. It's even like you think that this is where you're supposed to go, but in a moment he could be calling you anywhere else.
Exactly.
And you might not
Exactly.
be equipped to do that. But like
He equips the
exactly.
He
That's my
equips the
favorite
called.
verse is like he does not
Yeah,
call the
just
equipped,
he
he
equips
equips
the
the called.
called.
So it's like,
Such a good
dude,
one.
you go where he's pulling you
Like,
and it's gonna
yeah,
work out.
yeah. Like, that was, like, part of, like because junior year or after sophomore year, like, I just did Cinderella,
Hmm.
and, like, our theater teacher was like, "I'm gonna move you to my, like, dual enrollment theater class," but then, like, discipleship came up, and that, like and, like, didn't know what discipleship even was, but I ran with that, and looking back, that's, like, the best decision I've ever made in my entire life. Like, now we're both taking the theater class, but we're also, like, now in leadership, and,
Hmm.
like, that sort of like, we are where, like, God is calling us to be and, like, equipping us, like, in other ways too,
For sure.
which is, like, huge.
For sure. Man, good stuff. All right. Are you ready for your lightning round?
Yeah.
All right. Let's do it.
Okay. Do I just, like, answer, like, really
Yeah, just
fast?
be
Okay.
well, yeah.
Okay.
It's been like okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's been it's supposed to be like a lightning round of like, don't think, just answer.
Okay.
I'm not gonna lie, Ronan and Gabby have been like think a little bit and then
Okay,
answer.
okay.
But that's okay.
Um,
That's okay.
oh,
Try to
wow,
not
okay.
try don't
Whew.
think and just go. Okay? Are
Okay.
you ready?
Wait, no.
Just ball, you'll be fine. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Favorite role ever played.
Sorry. I know this is, like, not the point. Okay, I loved, oh, this is hard. Wait, can we restart?
Nope.
Okay.
Spit. Let's go.
Um, uh, Come From Away, Ensemble and Come From Away.
Cool. Dream Broadway role.
Um, Either Fantine in Les Mis
Mm.
or Elphaba and Wicked.
What's the hardest, singing, acting, or dancing?
For me, dancing in general, singing or acting, I think, which names all 3, but I think
Go to audition song.
I Dreamed a Dream.
Most nerve-wracking audition.
Um, ooh. Ooh, my Elon audition was scary.
Do you have a pre-show ritual?
Show ritual. Um, I mean, I pray. I say a prayer for it.
Favorite composer?
Composer.
Hmm.
I love Sondheim. I think you can never really go wrong with Sondheim.
3 words to describe your musical theater journey.
Hmm. 3.
Hmm.
Eye opening.
Is that, I guess that's one word.
Is that
Sorry.
one word?
Sure.
Okay. Um, mm,
Speak.
sorry. um, driven. Um, and uncertain.
Okay. Good job, dude. That's good.
Hey,
That's your
thanks.
speed round.
Wow.
Wow, lightning
Okay.
round done.
Whew,
Good job.
scared.
Okay. Yeah, last question of the show. Uh what's a virtue you want people to pray for you to obtain more of?
Patience.
Hmm,
Lots of patience.
that was Gabby's.
Really?
So yeah,
Really?
yeah, pray for patience. I'm gonna continue. It's the same day, so I'm gonna say the same virtue. Um, vulnerability.
Mm.
Pray for patience. Pray for vulnerability. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Next show I think is gonna be my mom, but I'm not actually certain about that. So
Isn't it
stay tuned for
Ronan?
that. Oh, you're right. No, I forgot that this comes out before Ronan's. Next show is
Don't
Ronan's.
say that.
No, you're right. No, you're right. But still, I'm saying it anyways. Um,
Yeah, you can say next shows, bro.
Oh yeah. Well, like I'm leaving all this in because whatever.
No, 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 I shouldn't even be present.
You're present. It's
Cut
fine.
out everything with me.
Um,
It's not my podcast.
um,
It's lit.
don't worry about it. Um, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks for coming along. You'll probably be back one day.
I can't wait.
Sounds good. Okay, hope you guys have a great day. Pray for patience, pray for vulnerability. Peace out. Bye bye.